Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack the incredible 60-year story of what is, let's be honest, one of the most legendary cars ever made, the Porsche 911.
What's so fascinating about the 911 is that its story is, well, it's not just about a car. It's really a story about this fundamental conflict, right? This constant tug of war between holding on to a truly timeless design and the relentless, nonstop push for innovation that has defined this icon for decades.
So, that's the big question, isn't it? How do you do that? Well, the answer isn't just one thing. It's actually a core set of principles. This unique DNA that's been so carefully preserved and at the same time relentlessly perfected through every single generation.
Okay, so what are those core principles? Well, they're basically the non-negotiables. We're talking about that unmistakable silhouette, the sloping roofline, the round headlights, and of course that famously quirky rear engine layout. These are the things that just scream 911. It's a formula they came up with way back in the 60s, and believe it or not, it's still the foundation of the car you can go out and buy today.
All right, let's dive in. Our story really begins with the classic air-cooled cars. For more than 30 years, this was the era that forged the 911's soul. It was all about this raw, mechanical character that created this legion of devoted, die-hard fans. It really set the stage for everything that was going to come.
So what's really cool about this timeline is you can literally see the slow, deliberate evolution. Look at that pure original shape from 1964. Then, boom, the 70s hit, and the G-Series gets those safety-mandated impact bumpers. The 964 in '89, that was a massive technological leap, like almost all new parts. And then you have the 993 from '94, which I gotta say, a lot of purists still think is the most beautiful 911 ever, and kind of the ultimate expression of that whole air-cooled idea.
And this right here, this is a perfect example of that motorsport DNA we were talking about. That ducktail spoiler, it wasn't just slapped on there to look cool. No way. It was a true race-bred innovation, designed to literally keep the car planted on the road at high speeds. This is the moment that cemented the 911's reputation. It wasn't just a pretty face anymore, it was a serious performance machine backed up by real hardcore engineering.
Okay, now we're going to move to what is probably the most controversial moment in the entire history of the 911. We're talking about a change so radical, so fundamental, that it literally split the Porsche community right down the middle. It created a debate that honestly still echoes today. So, picture this. It's the late 90s, and Porsche is in trouble, facing some serious financial pressure. To survive, they needed a new 911, one that was cheaper to build and could actually meet modern emission standards. The answer? A completely clean sheet of paper. And with it came a daring and to many a heretical decision. They were going to abandon over 30 years of that beloved air-cooled tradition.
And this really gets to the heart of the conflict, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the raw, mechanical soul of the air-cooled engine, that unique sound, that feeling. But on the other, you have the undeniable benefits of a modern water-cooled design, more power, better efficiency, and just a path forward. Porsche was literally at a crossroads. They had to choose between their beloved past and what they saw as a necessary future.
You can imagine, for a lot of the diehard fans, these changes felt like a total betrayal. The new engine, it lost that characteristic rattle and hum. And the headlights, which people quickly nicknamed fried eggs, they were shared with the cheaper Boxster, which just felt wrong. It diluted the 911's specialness. For years, all of this stuff made the 996 the absolute black sheep of the family.
But here's the thing, right? History is being rewritten. This car that everyone hated on, it was arguably the car that saved the 911. It made the company profitable and secured its future. And now people are rediscovering it for what it always was, a fantastic driver's car. And, as prices for the older models go through the roof, it's becoming the smart buy for enthusiasts.
So, after navigating that whole 996 storm, Porsche enters this new era. They're building on the success of the water-cooled platform, and they double down, hard, on performance, on technology, pushing the 911 out of the sports car box and straight into true supercar territory.
So this raises a really interesting question, one that gets asked all the time in the car world. Is the Porsche 911 a sports car or a supercar? The amazing thing about the modern 911 is that the answer is yes. It's both.
And this unique duality is really what makes the modern 911 so special. Think about it. The base Carrera is a brilliant, totally usable sports car you can drive to the grocery store every day. But then, at the other end of the showroom, you have something like the GT3 RS, which is a legitimate, no-kidding track weapon that can hang with the most exotic, most expensive machines on the entire planet.
And if you want proof of the supercar side of its personality, just look at this number, 2.7 seconds to 60 miles per hour. I mean, that's not just fast. That is world-bending, face-melting performance that rivals the most expensive and exotic machines that money can possibly buy.
And just when you think they've pushed this platform as far as it can possibly go, they change the game. Again. In 2024, they introduce a hybrid, but this new T-hybrid system, it's not about saving fuel. Nope, it's all about performance, using that electric power to create an even faster, more responsive car. It's another one of those pivotal moments, and it proves the 911 is absolutely ready for an electrified future.
So, after all that, where does that leave the 911 today? Well, it's evolved from this one singular vision into a single platform that, somehow, offers a car for almost any driving passion you can possibly imagine.
I mean, just look at the sheer versatility on display here. The range is absolutely incredible. You've got the classic, balanced Carrera for everyday driving. You've got the super stylish Targa for people who love that retro vibe. You've got the all-weather missile that is the Turbo S, the track day hero GT3, and now, get this, even the Dakar, an off-road 911 for adventurers. It's just wild how one core idea can be stretched and adapted for so many wildly different purposes. Which kind of brings us to a final big question, doesn't it? With a 911 for every purpose, has Porsche perfected the sports car, or have they diluted the legend? It's something to think about. And it gets right to the heart of what makes the 911 so enduring. Because through all the controversy and all the evolution, it has maintained this remarkable, almost magical ability to change absolutely everything while somehow changing nothing at all.